When will the pain end? That's what we're all wondering, right? But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my Browns Patriots Week 8 game recap. As the Browns once again go out and do virtually nothing after a really impressive opening drive. As the Browns lose 32-13 to the New England Patriots, and they fall to 2-6 on the season, heading into a much needed bye week, not only for the players, but for us fans as well. Because my God, dude. And it's funny because I low-key saw this coming. After we beat the Dolphins, I'm like, man, watch us get our ass kicked by the Patriots next week. And sure enough, now, like I said, though, it's not bad. Because the Browns actually scored on their first drive of the game, right? And at first, it didn't look like that drive was going to amount to anything. He had a pass that went for negative 2 yards, then a 1 yard run. Then all of a sudden, Dylan Gabriel finds Harold Fannin for a 19-yard gain, first down. Then a 3-yard run by Judkins. Okay. But then, out of nowhere, Kevin Stefanski reached into his duffel bag and pulled out a 31-yard run on a jet sweep to Malachi Corley. Tell you what, we only hear Corley's name one time a game, but it seems like he always makes it count. Gotta give him credit. You know, he's making plays. Don't hate that at all. And then, of course, the drive ended with an 18-yard touchdown pass to Harold Fannin on National Tight Ends Day. So at least he has that, right? You scored a touchdown on National Tight Ends Day. Nothing better than that as a tight end. And also, David Njoku got in the end zone as well. So if you have Fannin and Njoku in fantasy,
I'm leaving here with something.
we're leaving here with something. Because at least they got in the end zone. But after we scored on the opening drive, the Patriots would pretty much just continue to beat our ass. Yeah, they would get 27 unanswered points. Yeah. I knew things were going to be bad when we got that interception by Carson Swessinger, who's an absolute stud, by the way. And they proceeded to shank the field goal after that. I knew it was like, yep, there it goes. And then right after that missed field goal, they go on and get a field goal of their own. Then they exchanged punts, and then right before half, they get a field goal to go up 9-7. And then we punt, they score touchdown. We throw a pick, they score touchdown. We throw another pick, they score another touchdown. And as we've seen, the snowball effect occurs, and before you know it, it's 30-7. Guess how? Barely any time elapsed. So yeah, we're 2-6, going into a much needed bye. And honestly, I've thought about just not even streaming next week and just taking advantage of the fact that I don't gotta watch this garbage ass team play next week. Now, when they do come off the bye in 2 weeks, they play the Jets, who just got their first win of the season against the Bungles of all teams. Well, that should be fun, especially with it being at MetLife. Yay. I can't wait for us to come out flat and get our ass kicked by the damn Jets. Then I'm going to have that Jets fan troll in my freaking chat again, laughing it up. We literally saw both sides of the Browns these last 2 weeks, right? We saw them go out there and steamroll the Dolphins, who are garbage. By the way, the Dolphins did what we did to them to the Falcons today, which eliminated me from the Sports Fury Survivor pool. Oh, Falcons, right? Forgot, you can't trust Atlanta, especially with all the injuries they had. I don't know why I didn't change my Survivor pick when I heard about that stuff. You know, Penix being out. I think Drake London was out. I thought, oh yeah, maybe they could still win with Kirk Cousins. No, of course not. Of course not. Looking at the stats for this game, Dylan Gabriel again 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 21 of 35 for 156 yards. Got sacked only 1 time though. On the ground, Malachi Corley was our leading rusher. 1 carry, 31 yards. Quinshon Judkins, who did exit with an injury, 9 carries, 19 yards. Gabriel, 1 for 13. Larvadane, 1 for 3. Fannin, 1 for 2. And Sampson had 3 for 0. And then, of course, receiving wise, Harold Fannin Jr., 6 receptions, 62 yards, and a touchdown. David Njoku, 4 for 37 and a touchdown. Jamari Thrash, 2 for 31. And Dylan Sampson, 5 for 29. Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond had a combined 6 targets, 0 catches. And then Devin Bush. Devin Bush recovered a fumble. And Carson Schlesinger had an interception. How about the defense today? 6 sacks, 5 for Myles Garrett. He always put up these generational performances in a loss. You notice that? He always puts up these generational games like that, and we lose. And then Alex Wright had a sack as well. That puts Myles Garrett at 10 sacks. And I'm telling you this right now. If it wasn't for that monster extension that he signed this offseason, team would have seen that stat line from him today, and they would have been on the phone with Andrew Berry already trying to trade for him. You already know. Obviously, we're not trading him. Could you imagine if they did, though? Nah. That would officially lose the fan base. Like the one really, really, really good player, like generational player, and you trade him away, of course. That was pretty much all. Drake May, 18 of 24, 282 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Got sacked 6 times. Not too often do you see a quarterback get whacked 6 times and you still blow out the opponent. Classic, right? Classic. And then Bo Nix threw a pick. Of course he did. But yeah, I mean, Patriots are a completely different team this year as opposed to last year. That's what happens when you have competent coaching, right? But getting into my post-game observations, number 1, Myles Garrett. Enough said. 5 sacks. And it's wasted because this team is garbage. Number 2, Dylan Gabriel stunk. Honestly, if he didn't have that back injury or whatever, I bet you Shador would have gotten in the game. But nah, they wouldn't have done that to him. No. And then, of course, number 3, they still haven't won a game at Gillette Stadium. They haven't won in New England since 1992. And that was back in the old stadium. And then thank God for the bye week. I've never been more excited for a bye week in my life. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then my game MVP, obviously, is going to be Myles Garrett. Because he is a force of nature at this point. He's not human. He's inevitable. What else is there to say? So that's going to wrap it up for this. Once again, Browns lose 32-13, 2-6 on the year. And I'm finally going to have a stress-free Sunday next week. My second stress-free Sunday in 3 weeks because, of course, the Dolphins game was not really stressful at all once we got control of the game. So, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. I'll see you guys tonight for Cavs and Bucks in the Cavs home opener. See you guys then. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Browns. And I'm out. Bye-bye.